Wow. I know. Yeah. You just have to prove, like you have the proof that you're proving that you can prove the proof. It's divine intervention that God brought you to this podcast today. Want some pretzels? I put them in a bag myself. These pretzels are divinely ordered. The pretzels of Sussex.
And this podcast with Jamie Kern Lima was absolutely car crash. I mean, Jamie Kern Lima is actually a very successful woman, self-made billionaire. However, she is a fame whore.
Meghan Markle, they've just learned the hardest of lessons, which is, if you start a brawl, do not be surprised if you end up getting punched twice as hard. In fact, South Park has just knocked them out.
And look, South Park is known for satire and for mocking people. No one is safe. This isn't the first time they've done an episode on the royal family, but this particular episode was quite scathing and the grains of truth that it held. And I'm not sure how the Sussexes are taking it. Obviously, it is a cartoon.
I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet. Yet.
But you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Just can't leave us alone, can you? Oh my God, he's so obsessed with us.
Because, she first found
Yes.
by appearing on the first series of Big Brother. She believes that she's the new Oprah Winfrey. And the problem is, you realize these are the types of people Meghan Markle is surrounding herself with. And none of them are prepared to ever give her a dose of reality.
Successful lifestyle brand as ever. We sold out of everything in 45 minutes.
Amazing. You've been working so hard.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard. I work very hard and I'm still working very hard. It's just not for the royal family. Yet I still insist on being called Her Royal Highness.
Dan, when you do interviews on your show, do you do the Jamie Kern Lima reactions? Yes. Oh my God, there's something wrong with her. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
South Park went all in on Meghan Markle and her podcast with Jamie Kern Lima. What was meant to be a serious talk turned into a full joke as the show ripped apart her polished speech and awkward sound bites, flipping her Oprah moment into total parody. Fans are now wondering if she can ever fix her image, and the drama is far from over.
If it's truly what we want, then we really can get away from it all. No more magazines and Netflix shows. We really can live a normal life. Yes, I'm sure you agree, darling. We can be the people we talked about being, with no more worries about how we look or the image we project to people. What matters is what we have on.
What do Americans really think of Harry and Meghan? We despise them.
So why did you say yes to doing this show?
Because it's you. And to me, that means...
Are you okay? Oh, that's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay. What's my line? How are you?
I know, you always make it about me.
I do.
So now let's discuss.
Wait, you're supposed to talk about how amazing I am at being a friend to you?
It got messy when South Park went after Meghan's podcast. They tore apart her whole style, exaggerating long pauses and endless yes, absolutely. I know moments, turning what was meant to be deep into a slow, boring monologue. The characters copied it perfectly. Social media exploded and everyone agreed the awkwardness was already there, making the podcast meant to show vulnerability a total joke.
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
Something's up here. See that little shoulder shrug when she said yes?
Yes, yes.
Did you hear how high her voice was when she said yes?
Yes.
When we're stressed, our larynx closes up a little bit and our voice tone gets a little bit higher. That's why the pitch of the yes is so high.
What we're doing here is as, if not more important than solving world hunger. Wow. I practiced really hard to come off as genuine. So did I. I think it's working. I do too.
Things got wild when South Park went beyond just mocking pauses. And yes, absolutely, I know moments they exposed Meghan's fake vulnerability. Every tearful pause, every sigh and buzzword was exaggerated, making it all scream performance. The parody copied the lifeless energy perfectly. Fans saw the lack of authenticity, and online people said they couldn't connect, and the chaos had everyone talking non-stop.
This woman looks to me like a malignant narcissist. This woman has
zero self-awareness.
I love that your eyes are sparkling right now. You know, Meghan, how are you today? Which, by the way, I just have to say, yes.
Enjoy them.
I forgot to have fun. You're right. You're right.
That 2-hour podcast that I just had to sit through with Jamie Kern Lima, who is also very cut off from the rest of the world.
You've had it harder than literally any other person on the planet. Even Jesus, nailed up to the cross, didn't suffer as much as you. I know. Just love that this is what the Lord willed me to do with my will, to make another podcast where celebrities can talk about how hard their lives are, not to help people.
You won't believe this. Even the snacks became part of the joke in Meghan's podcast. She offered Jamie Kern Lima pretzels and said they were divinely ordered. What was meant to be quirky turned into a running gag in the parody. The pretzels showed how over the top the whole interview felt. Memes went viral and fans joked South Park just replayed the podcast with sharper delivery.
I don't care. Don't care.
What the hell?
What did he just say? He victimized me. It's because I'm an ethnic woman.
He can't do that. I'll do. Wait, you're ethnic? This is an outrage. There's this horrible spy who lives across the street from us, and we're gonna get him back by changing our brand.
Is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima show.
Her show is unlike any I've ever done.
A revelation. When you listen, it feels like a hug, but your brain and your spirit and your heart is like, wow.
On some other cosmic level with her, I could see the light around her. She's infused with.
You won't believe this. Meghan's heartfelt moment became an easy target for South Park. She shared a story about writing nightly emails to her kids. It sounded touching, but felt rehearsed. South Park turned it into an over-the-top ritual, making it a spectacle. Viewers laughed and said it felt staged like a PR move, and the next parody scene showed the awkward circus had just begun.
Can you imagine being Archie or Lilibet and opening this inbox of 6,000 emails when you turn 18? No one wants that, not the children. And also it sets this really unrealistic expectation, which Meghan is so good at doing for other parents.
If I don't have meetings in the morning, then I try to do school drop-off. They're at 2 different schools. So from 6:30 in the morning on drop-off mornings for me, I'm not home till 9.
Her life is so hard because she has to do school drop-offs, and thank God that she's got a live-in nanny basically raising these 2 children. She's trying to sell herself as this wholesome mother who's baking cookies and making tea for the rest of the family.
And this was one of the most, every mother out there will understand. She wants us to put together a fruit crudité board for our children in the morning. Now, look, Maureen.
I can't.
Look at this.
I can't.
You won't believe this. Meghan's makeup-free look meant to show authenticity got ripped by South Park. It became a ridiculous spectacle with perfect lighting and angles, making it feel staged. Fans called it another performance, and the next parody moment made the cringe even worse.
But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
They will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Because that's really what you want when you're 18. 40,000 emails, Maureen, from your mother.
These emails are so that when my children are of age, they can come to me and say, oh my God, you loved us so much. It's me.
It's divinely ordered how many times we've said I and me. Why did you say yes to this show? And then you're like, do it. I was like, what? You're like, do it. I was like, what? You're like, do it. And then I was scared. Yeah.
Yes. Took them out of the box, put them in some other packets, which seems to be Meghan's idea of cooking.
When you were saying, like, do you want to just do like cozies and no makeup? I like the idea of like, okay, great. Let's let them see us.
Nobody talks like that. Nobody acts like that, because that's weird behavior that we're seeing from both of these people if we're supposed to be thinking under the impression that they're being authentic.
Things got wild when South Park mocked Meghan's buzzwords like growth healing and the power of yet turning them into a running joke. Viewers called the podcast forced and hollow, and the next moment made her royal obsession a total laugh.
She didn't make the Times list of cool people, but she did get invited there because her agency probably bought her access. This is one of the goofiest things ever.
Because I think it speaks to the tiny moments of joy that are so effortless and just create a little bit of magic that we're all craving.
What in the hell word salad is this?
Tiny little flower petals that are dried. I started putting them on salads. I started putting them on scrambled eggs. Level of charm that you find people have when they see these tiny little dried petals is something I can't fully wrap my head around, but I appreciate.
I'm elevating it by putting
putting dried flower petals on all of my food.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
I mean, Meghan did claim that before dating Harry, she never Googled him, and she said she didn't know much about the royal family.
It was planned from the beginning. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it. And
Before they met?
Yes.
But as soon as Meghan Markle made it absolutely clear that it was all about the moolah, it was all about the big bucks, it was all about trading off the royal name, but she was lining up these deals when she was still the Duchess of Sussex. She was in talks with Disney, she was in talks with the publishing companies, in talks with Netflix. At that point, the late Queen Elizabeth II, quite rightly, in my opinion, said, no, there is no half in, half out. So you can go, you go without blessing, but you lose everything.
Meghan has always said that, you know, she's got lots of staff around her, and we've heard lots of complaints from lots of people that have worked for Meghan.
Things got intense. South Park embarrassed Meghan, and big studios started distancing themselves, turning the Cringe podcast into a reputational nightmare. Her image dropped fast, and the audience reaction left everyone questioning her career future.
Thank you for trusting me with your first ever podcast and with your friendship. Yeah. Means a lot, Jamie. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
And this podcast with Jamie Kern Lima was absolutely car crash. I mean, Jamie Kern Lima is actually a very successful woman, a self-made billionaire. However, she is a fame whore because, you know, she first found fame by appearing on the first series of Big Brother. She believes that she's the new Oprah Winfrey. And the problem is, you realize these are the types of people Meghan Markle is surrounding herself with. And none of them are prepared to ever give her a dose of reality.
Things got even wilder. Even longtime critics were shocked. South Park revealed that Meghan reportedly still calls herself Her Royal Highness in private, even though the title was removed when she and Harry stepped back from royal duties. The parody highlighted how desperate she seemed to hold on to a crown she no longer wears. Viewers noticed the irony, asking why someone who left royal life still clings to the prestige online. People speculated, was she ever serious about leaving, or was it always about image and leverage? South Park framed it as less about tradition and more about control, showing the gap between her public words and private actions. Fans called it proof. The royal exit was never final, and the titles were too valuable to give up. The backlash was quick, and it left everyone questioning what she will do next.
She's allegedly wearing no makeup. Meanwhile, she's got like the perfect blowout. Like she's completely camera ready. And she also is pretending that she's crying. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
During promotion for Suits, she was joking with one of the photographers that she can cry on command. Left eye, go. And then you watch a tear fall down her face, and then she starts cackling because she's so proud of herself.
She has this really famous thing where she says one tap left eye and she can make herself cry on demand.
You haven't seen any of the questions ahead of time, and we're in our sweats, and you look the exact same with no makeup as makeup, and we're
that's very
It's just another lie from Meghan where she's told us one thing about this wholesome family life that she's got, but really it's staff behind the scenes that are upholding this entire image for this woman.
Things got even more intense and absolutely chaotic than anyone could have imagined. South Park didn't just roast Meghan's podcast for laughs. They went straight for a brutal commentary on the bigger picture by perfectly mimicking her tone, long pauses, and carefully polished image. The show held up a mirror, forcing viewers to see what was really happening behind her carefully constructed persona. What Meghan wanted to appear as openness, empowerment, and heartfelt vulnerability instead came across as highly calculated branding, dressed up to look like sincerity. From the dramatic pauses to the overused motivational buzzwords and every stage gesture, it all felt too perfect, too rehearsed, and audiences were completely over it. Viewers admitted the parody felt far more real and authentic than the actual interview, which was supposed to be her defining moment. The irony South Park highlighted was painfully obvious when your supposed truth looks like a performance. People stopped believing you online. Critics called it a turning point, saying Meghan's entire media strategy had spectacularly backfired. Fans who once gave her the benefit of the doubt now saw her words as hollow, superficial, and disconnected, and the conversation around her exploded with scrutiny like never before. Every detail from her gestures to her carefully chosen words was picked apart and analyzed. Social social media lit up with debates, memes, and reactions from fans and critics alike, dissecting each moment. South Park may have used comedy, but the message was brutally clear. Authenticity matters, and the final point revealed just how deep and far-reaching the damage had gone, leaving everyone questioning if her credibility, media image, and future projects could ever truly recover, while the chatter and outrage kept growing, showing that one podcast could spiral into a full-blown crisis for her public image.
Now, there is no doubt about it that Meghan Markle's viral video created a new negative wave of backlash against her that resulted in many other studios actually deciding to put any kind of affiliation with her either to a halt or firing her directly. That's exactly what happened with both Paramount and A24.
Usually when we're together, we're in our cozy sweats and no makeup. So that's how we are today. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet. Yet. Yet.
But I'm happy. I'm happy, and the kids are healthy, and H is great, but I'm trying to also enjoy these big wins right now.
Yes.
Enjoy them.
Yeah, she's a princess too, and Harry is slaying dragons to rescue her.
You know, look what we built. We've built a beautiful life, and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. And I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers when you get to the final level. And what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
Who is Harry rescuing her from? The family she abandoned before making him abandon his?
Zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. That is a title that was stripped from her when she and Harry made their whole racism debacle and left the UK, left their royal duties, and moved to the US to bug all of us. She's using it in private with her friends. That's even weirder than if they were still trying to milk the titles in public. That is just like all the confirmation that I need that this woman is just obsessed with being a royal, that is all this was all about. And that she's angry that she screwed the pooch by claiming racism and basically getting kicked out of the family. She just can't give up the HRH titles that quickly. Like, this is literally what she has always wanted.
40 minutes into the podcast, this little picture, quite a grainy picture flashed up, which shows a basket of, homemade preserves with a card on it, HRH, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream.
I find it a little bit cringe to give a gift to a close friend and sign it Her Royal Highness.
Why even in private? She's using that full title, Her Royal Highness.
I would never refer to myself as Her Royal Highness.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm going to put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends.
You won't believe just how intense this got. South Park didn't just roast a podcast. They captured a full-blown cultural shift by the time the credits rolled. It was painfully clear Meghan's attempt at polished vulnerability had spectacularly backfired. What was meant to be her shining moment of authenticity turned into a complete guide on how not to connect with an audience, from the divine pretzels to the staged, no makeup reveal, from the endless motivational buzzwords to her lingering obsession with royal titles. Every single detail came across as totally manufactured. South Park's Parody exposed it all with surgical precision, showing viewers that the real problem wasn't the jokes. It was the total lack of sincerity behind Meghan's carefully built image. The fallout is already hitting hard, with major studios quietly stepping back, projects being paused or shelved, and critics growing louder by the day, leaving one huge question hanging in the air. Can Meghan rebuild her credibility, or has South Park finally exposed the fatal flaw in her brand once and for all? And with social media buzzing non-stop, the conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. Memes, clips, and reactions are spreading like wildfire. Everyone is dissecting each moment, from her gestures to her carefully chosen words, every awkward pause, every overused phrase, making it impossible to ignore the magnitude of the backlash. South Park may have delivered it all through comedy, but the message was brutally clear. Authenticity matters, and the final scene showed just how far-reaching the damage really is, leaving everyone questioning if Meghan can ever recover her credibility, public image, and future projects. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe to Jacob Reports for all the juiciest celebrity gossip updates. Stay tuned and drop your thoughts in the comments below so we can spill more secrets together.